The Preparing for Adulthood review process. Great reviews start with great preparation, and the first thing to consider is who to involve and who to invite. Usually you do this with a relationship circle with the young person and with their family if necessary, to figure out who's important in the young person's life, who needs to be at the review, and who the young person wants to be there as well. Once you've decided who to involve, the next question is, how do we make sure that the young person is at the centre of the entire process and that they feel completely involved as well? So we'll be supporting them to send out the invitations wherever possible, and also making sure that we understand how the young person communicates, and that might require a communication chart, and how the young person makes decisions, and a decision-making agreement or profile might be useful here as well. We need to know and think about how to make sure that the family and the young person are completely supported during the meeting and have conversations with them about what that will look like. You need to check what information is already available, and that will be against the A to K sections of the EHC plan. You'll have identified what else you need and how to gather that. And some of it may involve supporting other people to prepare information for the meeting as well. For example, professionals or other people who've been invited. When you get to the meeting itself, part of your role as a facilitator will be making sure you've created a relaxed atmosphere. So you'll already had conversations with the young person about whether to play music, whether there are specific things to eat or drink that will make this really work for the young person, and what role they want to play throughout the meeting. You'll then welcome everybody, do the introductions, and be clear about the ground rules. Usually we do that by asking each person to introduce themselves in relation to who they are in the young person's life, and to say something that they appreciate about the young person. And as the facilitator, you'll be recording that. Then you'll be introducing the next section. You'll have already, on boards or flip chart, have all the information that's already been gathered, and you'll be asking the people in the room to check and add to it. You might be putting on music here if you've got the young person's choice, and you'll have been putting into practice however the young person wants to be supported and however the family wants to be supported. At this stage, you'll be inviting everybody to get up and come and add to the information that's already been gathered around the EHC plan. After that's been completed, you'll have information about the young person and their aspirations for the future. You'll know what's important to the young person now. You'll know what's important for them, their assessed needs that you'll have gathered from professional assessments. You'll know what good support looks like for the young person. You may have a list of questions to figure out and answer as well. And you'll have what's working and not working from different perspectives around the PFA outcomes. And these are moving to higher education or employment, independent living, being part of community and having friends and relationships, being healthy, and there may be other areas of the young person's life where they've covered what's working and not working for them. We then move from checking this information and adding to it to getting clear outcomes, and then thinking about provision, targets and actions that will deliver on these outcomes. Each outcome will reflect the young person's aspirations and also reflect what matters to them, what's important to them, their needs, and change what's not working and build on what's working. Once you've developed your draft outcomes, there's a process for checking the outcomes as well to make sure they're going to take the young person closer to the future they desire. Once you've got the outcomes, you can then come up with ideas for what provision can achieve those outcomes, and if possible, targets and actions as well. Before you end the meeting, you'll be really clear about who's responsible for what and by when, for writing this up, for distributing them, and the tasks that's going to take this information to the final education, health and care plan. So the final stage of this process is step 3, where the information that you've gathered right at the beginning, the information that's been developed through the Preparing for Adulthood review, the outcomes, provision, targets and actions, all come together into sections A to K and are agreed as part of the EHC plan process.